Hello everybody, and I want to welcome you all to the finale of Final Fantasy, the Crystal Chronicles. I'm glad that you're here to join me. I'm going to try and do my best to do live commentary for this. I'm still debating about it, but we'll see how it goes. Before going into Mount Vellenge, a huge tip I want to give you guys is to read your diary. You will need it. Some of the things in your diary later on in the dungeon, I'm not going to spoil why you need them or anything like that, but when you're reading your diary, pay attention to mostly the events on the road. When you met up from the caravanners from Luda, Mars Pass, all those different types of things. Pay attention to Gertie and the things that he told you, Hurdy, the Black Knight, all of those sorts of things. Dungeons aren't really as important in terms of defeating bosses. Your journal when you go home and start another year aren't important. I would, however, really strongly recommend that you look up any details about people you met on the road, if they gave you an item, what kinds of things they said, and things like that. You've probably had a very long journey and you've forgotten a little bit of things throughout your journey, but it will benefit you later on, I promise. And I've already read through my diary, so I am ready to go. And you'll also see on the left-hand side, it is my 13th year. In the last video, I said I was going to try and attempt this place. I think it was in my 9th year. I got obliterated utterly and completely, so I've gone and I have updated some stats. So I'm really hoping that it's going to go better for me this time. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's jump right into it.
Dear Mother, it is long since I have seen you. How have you been? Each dawn reminds me of home, and each sunset gives me hope. There has been much hardship, but every time I reach a summit, splendid sights stretch out beneath me. That is what keeps me moving forward. Please take care. I will write again.
Alright, so I hope you guys are super pumped for this. This is Mount Vellenge, the final dungeon of the game. I'm going to go ahead and pop the bios in here. There's only one cycle because it is the last area of the game, obviously, so all the enemies you will see are the only enemies you will see in this place ever. Alright, and before I get started, I guess I will open up my menu and show you some stats. Before, I think my strength, defense, and magic were all at about 50. For some reason, I couldn't find magical artifacts when I was going through the dungeon, so you'll see that my magic is really far behind. I am going to fix that in this dungeon, however. However, strength and defense are really good, and I hope it's really going to help me along quite a bit. I've also changed my equipment since the last time I did a video. My weapon is still the same. I did upgrade my mail. This is Frost Mail. I won't freeze now if something hits me with a freezing spell, or so I hope anyways. 24 defense is pretty good. I've also got this winged belt. This will increase my range of focus attacks, so when I use my focus attack, I'll be able to use it from a farther distance, so I can get kind of like a jump start on the enemy. And the speed charm, decreases my charge time by 5. So an accessory for Selkies that reduces charge time for focus attacks. So my focus attacks are what I'm really depending on at this point in the game. I've also kept an additional belt, the Blessed Sash. It has a little bit of lower defense, but it does resist poison, which I have decided to keep. And then I also have the blue Masanga, which also resists poison. I might throw that out because I don't really need it. And I also have the Thunder Badge in case I'm running into a problem where I'm getting stunned by enemies. I figured it would be good to keep around because getting stunned really sucks. And it traps you basically when enemies are all attacking you. Any chests in this area are going to have no items because you're not going to be able to take items out of this place anyway, so the game didn't put items in chests. I'll get into what chests contain in this dungeon later, but you can see I've collected a bunch of Phoenix Down from my journey, so my bag is completely full of Phoenix Down. I really suggest having a lot of them. It will help you dearly. It never hurts to have these with you. No matter where you are. And I've also stacked my bag full of food. I've gotten rid of anything I'm not using, crafting materials, tombs, any of that. And I've pretty much just stocked my bag full of stuff for the final battle. And then I left a few slots open for magic. So I think I'm a lot better prepared this time. I'm going to start by going to the right of this area, just defeating enemies on my way. Last time I was able to do this right up until the final boss, and then I got completely screwed, and last time this area took me about 25 minutes, so hopefully it takes a little bit less this time. I might have to split this into a few videos though. I recommend fighting every enemy in the beginning because you are going to need like every single type of magic. I at least recommend picking up one of each kind. Honestly, I just use Holy in this area. Holy pretty much carries me the entire way through, but I also recommend having Gravity. These spheres, for example, are flying enemy, and I don't yet have the means to make a Gravity spell, so they're going to take a long time to defeat. And if you don't have something to resist poison, then I also suggest having a Clear Stone. Later on, you will see that it's really going to help you out if you have a Clear Stone, rather than waiting for the poison to wear off. It kind of just prolongs things and makes you lose a lot of hearts. And for the love of everything that is sacred and holy, if you find a cure spell, take it, because you will not regret taking a cure spell. If you find it, you will really need it. And you can see this enemy is just taking a long time because it is a flying enemy and I don't have gravity, but I took no damage there, so it's not like it was a large feat or anything like that, and unfortunately didn't drop anything. I might have to cut a few battles out if I run into any more of those spheres and I don't have gravity. I'll probably cut it out just to kind of make the video a little less long, but once you have the appropriate spells to defeat enemies, it's very easy to get through here. Holy is something else you're probably going to need, so I recommend that as well. Now here's our first chest. When I open up a chest, you'll notice it's an artifact. Now every single chest in this area will have an artifact, and we know by going through dungeons that we can only pick 4 artifacts. So you've got about I would say you have about 12 chests in this area, and you can only carry 4 artifacts. Once you've picked up your 4, that's it. You can't have any more. You can't swap them out or anything like that. So you need to choose really carefully. My magic obviously needs a lot of work, so I'm going to take 1 strength, 1 defense, and 2 magic artifacts for this dungeon, and hopefully it will balance out a little bit better. If you're not sure what type of artifact you're going to be getting, this one here is a strength artifact, and I know that by its color. Strength is going to be orange, defense is going to be green or like a blue color, and magic is going to be purple. So this one, for example, is a Sasaki's blade, and you can see my strength went up by a little bit. So that will go into my slot, and I will be able to use that through the entire dungeon. These boosts will help you throughout the entire dungeon and also for the boss battle. And since there's nothing after this point, you're obviously not going to be able to take the artifact with you or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. I think that's one of the most important things about this area, because if you don't know what you're doing and you just pick up the first 4 random chests you see, you could be stuck with a really, really unbalanced character. If you're like me and you're sulky and you're not huge on magic, you know, your physical attacks are going to become really useless, which is what I primarily depend on. Or if you're a Uke and you can't find any magic, then that kind of screws you over, right? So this is going to be a defense, but I think I'm going to take my chances and I'm going to try to find another one down the road. There's lots of chests in this area. I'm going to go south now. You can just hit these rocks with your physical attacks a few times and they'll break. There's nothing really special with those, so go ahead and just break those open. I'm probably going to cut this area out. I'm going to just go ahead and defeat these spheres and see if I get any drops out of it. And then we will return and we will find where else to go from here. Okay, so I went ahead and I defeated those 2 spheres. We're going to keep going to the right for now. There is another chest down here though, so I'm going to quickly look at what it is. That looks like magic, so I'm going to try and pick it up. That is a Chris. So my magic went up by about 3, so that was a good accessory. We're still looking for 1 more magic and 1 more defense, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're running into our first ghost type enemy here, so I am going to go ahead and forge a holy spell. I also picked up clear from one of those spheres, so I can go ahead and I can use that if I'm poisoned. This is when things get a little bit difficult because you've got the shade here attacking you. And you've also got the Dark Rider, I think that's what the enemy is, attacking you. So this is when things become a little bit difficult. I don't really find a lot of enemies in this area on their own difficult. However, when they give you a large spawn of enemies, that's when things get difficult. Because all together, a lot of these enemies are very deadly. So if you're playing alone, I really do recommend keeping a Phoenix down on your command slot at all times, especially if you're like me and you stocked up on Phoenix downs. It really shouldn't be a problem for you to do that. I haven't got a cure spell yet, which really sucks, but I can go ahead and I can just eat my food that I've picked up right now, and that will help me out a little bit. Luckily, these shades are actually probably the easiest enemy in this entire area. If you hit them once or twice with Holy, if you've got high magic, they'll probably die. I hit them with 3 times and they died. Or if you hit them once with Holy and hit them a few times with your attacks, that will also do equally as well. So shades aren't too much to worry about. The Death Knights are quite troublesome, and you'll see some other enemies around here. Let's take the top fork first. I'm taking care of the right side of the area, but we will have to go ahead and we are going to go to the left side of the area as well. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of looping in this area. I am hoping to actually explain this area somewhat well, because I'm going to do some looping. So hopefully you guys don't get lost. At the very least, you know, I want to show off all the treasures, just to show you how many different possibilities there are, because there are quite a few areas to get treasures, which is what I said. I think you have about 12 different chests to choose from. And we're going to take defense. I don't know how my defense got low. I think it's because I got hit with a spell that decreased it, and it should go up afterwards. If your character gets hit with gravity, that seems to lower their defense, I guess. I don't know why that is, but that's kind of how this game goes. If your character gets hit with gravity, it does no damage, but the next time you take damage, it does a crap ton. So I don't really know how that works, but I think that's probably what happened. There's a chest down here, which is why I'm trying to defeat these enemies. And like I said, it's completely up to you whether you want to ignore these enemies, but it's the final area, and I just want to get rid of them all, move nice and slow, and save a lot of my items and things like that for the final boss. I am waiting on a cure stone though. As soon as I can find a cure stone, my life will be a lot easier. There's a blizzard spell. I don't want that right now. This chest contains another strength. I've already picked up my 1 strength artifact, so I'm gonna have to leave that one behind. Destroy this boulder. Let's come on down here, and I just walked right into you. Oh my god. that could have ended poorly. I would also recommend trying to get away from mobs in this area. If you can, try to lure an enemy out, or lure them out once at a time, or take them out one at a time. For me, it takes a lot of extra time, but I personally just feel it's best in the long run, because you will save a lot of items, you'll save you know, a lot of frustration and things like that. If you just take your time and you separate the enemies, it's really not that difficult to do. And you do want to keep as many items and things like that for the final boss of this game, obviously. Any help you can get, really, is very, very helpful. And you're gonna drop nothing, okay. And this is a defense. I think I'll take this one. This is an elven mantle. I think that increased our defense by a little bit. You can see strength and defense are even. So now my strength and defense should be at 68 permanently, and we've still got one more magic artifact to find. So I tried to keep my stats as balanced as I could, but it kind of got muffed up along the way. And if we go this way, we're actually gonna go, you know what, let's not go that way. Let's go up this way. And let's make our way back to the left-hand side. Let's kind of do a little bit of backtracking. That's all the chests I wanted to get on this side for now. And now I think we can go ahead and we can make our way to the left side. I'm going to ignore him right now, the spear. Of course, now that I ignored him, I got a few other enemies on my butt. But I still don't have a means of making a gravity spell. If I would have kept going, I would have gone to the south part of this area, which is where we go down into the second screen, so I'm gonna wait on that, and we will do that later. But we still have some more chests to collect. Again, I'm not gonna collect them all, but I do want to show off where they are for those of you who are curious, because this place can be kind of confusing. And again, I mean, thank God I have a map. I would be completely screwed if I didn't. You can see how easily that spear went down now that I actually have that gravity spell. It took me almost a minute to defeat that thing off screen there when I cut it out, which was ridiculous. So go ahead and change to holy. And again, you probably do want to take the extra time to, you know, change your spells up, change from holy to gravity and things like that. I know it seems like a pain in the butt and it takes a lot of time to do, but again, it will be very, very worth it to you. I think I have, yeah, I've got a Thunder, Blizzard, and a Fire spell, so I'm good in terms of that. The only thing I'm waiting for now is a Cure spell, and then I should be able to actually be comfortable with all my spells and things like that. So we're going to keep going here. Again, we're just going to start making our way to the left-hand side. Defeat all these ghosts. Hey, defeat these ghosts on our way. Luckily, these guys aren't very powerful. They do have annoying spells. Gravity, slow, stop, things like that, so they're more of an annoyance than anything else. You can pick up like cherry clusters if you want it, but I've got lots of food. Although it may not be a bad idea to eat food, which is what I might do. I might go ahead and eat some food to restore my health, and then pick up that food. And then take it and replace it. Because I need all the help I can get, especially since I'm not getting that spell I want right now. I did get it on the first run when I was here, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be an enemy that drops it now. And if they don't, I will be completely screwed. I'm going to be so mad if I don't get a cure spell. It would be, I wouldn't say impossible, but it would be literally impossible, and it would take up so much time if I didn't have one of those for the final boss. There we go. Are you gonna drop me one? No, it's a blizzard spell. I thought it was a cure spell for a moment, but it wasn't. It was just doing that to tease me. And you're out of here. Thank you. And this is another chest, and this is another magic artifact. I don't know if I should take this now or wait. I guess I can take it now. This is a ribbon, and so now, wow, that was a lot. What was our magic at before, guys? 55, I think, and now magic's at 64, so whatever that artifact was awesome. So now, wow, we've got some really good stats. I'm really pleased with that. I wasn't expecting it to go up by that much, but hey, definitely not complaining. That is awesome. And hopefully, now I can use magic and strength and we'll be kind of on the same par. I mentioned at the beginning of the game that I am a Selkie, and they don't really excel at magic, but near the end of the game, magic becomes really important. And I'm really talking about this level, and you'll see why when we get to the boss. You know, magic just makes this game a whole hell of a lot easier. So, of course, we're not gonna be able to pick this up. You can see if I try, it will not let me pick it up like a normal item if my bag is full. So, I mean, it's not really even worth trying because you're not going to be able to. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the eat food and swap it out trick here. There should only be, actually, that's it. Those are the only 2 chests on the left-hand side that I can see. Although I may have missed one up here, so just give me a quick second to go and check. I'm just going to skip past these enemies for now to make things a little quicker. Just to make sure I got it. I'm pretty sure it's the first chest that I got when I was in the area, but I do want to make sure. This is just outside the entrance. I didn't get it. It's right here. We pretty much looped completely back around to the very beginning of the area. This is just left of where the beginning of the area was. So if you're lost, we're basically back at the beginning, and I've just taken a left now instead of a right. And there's 3 chests on the left-hand side of the area, and then there's, I think, about 5 on the right-hand side. So the right-hand side has the bulk of treasure chests. So, there we go. Go ahead and take care of this ghost real quick like. Die, ghost. Get out of my face. There we go. And again, you can see it's under strength artifact. And that's Phoenix down. I'm going to pick that up. I'd much rather have Phoenix down than have food. And the reason for that is because, like I said, I am really hoping to get a cure spell along the way. So cure is going to get me a lot farther with less food than having no healing wood. So, or having no Phoenix down wood, I guess, because I can heal myself, but I can't really bring myself back to life as much. So. Let's take care of this enemy. I'll probably stop defeating them all once I get once I get cure, but until then I'm just going to defeat them all. Another Phoenix down. See if I can make some room in my inventory for that. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't need it. The belt I'm wearing, I think, or one of the belts I have resists poison, so I'm going to just leave that for now. And now that that is done, I can go ahead and I can make my way back down the mountain. That's kind of what Mount Vellenge is. Obviously, it's Mount Vellenge, but it's basically a large mountain. And I can make my way down it now, and we can pretty much go to the second screen, which is good because my recording is almost at 30 minutes. Probably won't be that long when I cut it out, but I'll probably end up making this 2 parts. So this is like the bottom half of the mountain. It's ashy, which is kind of cool. I really like that effect. It kind of makes it look really, really eerie. I don't know why. I mean, I hate snow, but for some reason I'm like, ash, alright, ash is cool. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of weird, but... Oh, come on. Can one of you ghosts drop me a life spell? I mean, or not a life spell, a cure spell. Would it kill somebody out in the audience to give me a cure spell? I mean, there's just no love from these enemies. They're just mean to me. I really should have just picked up a cure ring as an artifact in one of the dungeons, but I don't know. I guess I just figured I'd never need it because you usually always get cure, and if you don't, then you're usually prepared anyways for that time. But yeah, I'm really not getting lucky here. And I haven't found that any like specific enemy drops it or anything like that. I find that the ghosts, of course, drop a lot more Phoenix down and things like that, but it's not like chimeras only drop something and other enemies don't or something like that. So it is kind of a chance thing. And another blizzard spell. Thank you for trolling me with that once again. At this point, you can go either left or right. We're going to go to the left because the left is going to lead us to the final Moogle home of the game. And if you don't go to the left, you'll have to not get the Moogle home. Although we do have to go to the left and the right anyways in order for me to show you all of the stuff. So it doesn't really matter which way you take. We will go to both eventually. So here we are, going towards the second screen now. And now that we are on the second screen, it's a completely different look. Rather cool, actually, I will admit. Will I ever find a cure stone? Will we live to see the day where we survive Mount Vellenge? I don't know, guys. Join me next time for the second part of the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicle finale. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.